Okay, we're here for our first game. Um, Technician levels very well. So does Predator. Assassin's very good at rank 2. However, I think Predator is just strong enough that I'm going to play it at this point. Obviously, it works well with our small amount of removal. That's okay. Okay. Patrol and infantry are both good here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play those two. Zombie infantry into an empty lane just because it's got a nice big attack number. Maybe I should have moved the Predator and put the infantry there. No, this will be a 7, never mind. I think Light Shield Patrol I will throw in front of Ether Hounds just because the 5 toughness is... or it is less important to get the 4 damage in. So I will take a creature and keep it alive. Okay, Double Infiltrator is actually an interesting draw. I'd love to level my Glutton, and Technician is a very good creature, but I think Double Infiltrator is a very reasonable play. Okay. I don't have anything good against Corpse Crawler right here. I could lose my creature and play a Vengeful Spirit, but I think I'd rather just keep playing my aggressive creatures and worry about taking care of that in a minute. Alright, I can throw a Flesh Fiend in front of it and be pretty content with that. So I think that's a good thing. I definitely want to level Flesh Fiend where possible, because it becomes a huge problem later for my opponents. So, probably that and Nexus Pilot, but we'll see. I could see a situation coming up where Ghastly Touch is better or something. Could also Jetpack a Infiltrator or something to give it aggressive, but that's pretty... I'm unwilling to sacrifice that much for the play, I don't think. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I said. Loses more of my creatures than I'd really like. But the board state is still looking fine. Not getting as much damage as I wanted with this deck that I was foreseeing as being fairly aggressive. And here's the stack of level 1s, which is not ideal. But so it goes. I'm going to throw out a War Charger and something else. Ouch, that Patriarch is a pain. Sorry, this is a interesting decision. Yeah, definitely War Charger because I want that leveled up. I think I'll throw it in front of the Patriarch and I can choose whether or not to move it in a minute. And I think I'll just throw out the Glutton here and trade it. I don't like making that trade in a deck where I want them to be aggressive, but sometimes you are not the more aggressive player, and you have to just deal with that. Okay, we're getting an awful lot of level 1s. This is not where we want to be at. However, we might have an active Charnel Titan, which does a reasonable impression of a level 2 card. And it's definitely very good against my opponent's deck. So there's that. Which is actually a reasonable contender here. I think I'm going to do that. My opponent plays lots of fairly small creatures, so I think that having that leveled up won't be bad. So yeah, in this deck where I did not intend to get to the end game, we'll see how its end game is. Okay, now we get a bunch of good cards. However, I wish I could have had them spread out so I could play all three of them at some point. Okay, so this trade was definitely good for me. Looking at probably playing Predator in front of Sower, but we'll see. Yeah, I think Predator here is fine. Next turn I can then move it in front of the Crawler if I need to. I'll just get in the Infiltrator in an empty lane for now. So, not entirely sure if I... actually, the Ghastly Touch makes it more likely that I will move the Predator in front of the Crawler. I know, what am I thinking? That won't stay alive. Alright, so there is no way to keep that creature alive if I throw it in front of the Crawler. So I could either do that, or I could move it to an empty lane and throw a Deathseeker in front. Just because it blocks for more turns. Definitely want that Nexus Pellet, though. 10-14 is something that I am happy to see. Okay. I hate to say it, but I don't want to take all that damage. This still keeps me looking okay on the board position, all that. That Spring Dryad is going to be a pain. I think Vault Technician, just to get as much damage in on the Dryad as I can, is good here. Okay, so I can at least throw a Glutton in front of that Dryad to trade with it, most likely. The Witch may be able to eat something. We shall see. Again, Witch is very good against my opponent's deck. The card I least want to see is the Patriarch, because everything the Patriarch can interact with, it does well here. Actually, I can trade the Witch here. Trade Witch with Dryad and kill a Saproling. That's perfectly good, or perfectly fine. Which means I can Graveborn Glutton in an empty lane, which is a nice intimidating threat. So we're behind on life, but we've been doing fairly reasonably at taking board control. So this is good. I wish that the middle lane was empty right now, but we'll see what happens. I could always play this into a random lane if I need to. Okay. Oh, okay. My opponent's willing to trade more creatures with it, so I'll just leave that there. I do not have a good way to keep Glutton alive. I think rather than have the slightly better body, I think I'm going to throw a Spark Bot into the lane, just because it'll level up. Okay, Charnel Titan is nice. Sparkblade Assassin does have the best level 2, but I do like Okay, so Charnel Titan is actually not activated here, which surprised me. Okay, so my opponent has definitely taken board control here by drawing level 3s ever. I think I just don't want to take the 20 damage right now. I'm going to take damage from the Ether Hound, but oh man, cannot draw a level 3 creature to save my life. I guess I didn't get many level 2s in player rank 2, which meant that I didn't have many level 3s to have, or to draw. That's one kind of thing that I'm not the biggest fan of in this game, is that it snowballs a little bit. Like, if you get poor luck in your player rank 2 draws, then you will not have as many creatures to draw for level 3. You will not have as many rank 2 creatures to draw in level 3. So it feels like you just get further and further behind if your luck has been bad. So I gotta kill the Corpse Crawler, and I just want to keep that Dryad as close to being in control as I can. This game is... It looks like this game is very nearly lost, so we will see and do what we can. It feels like this whole game I've been drawing all of my level 2s at the same time, so it's poor draws. I think that my opponent has a very solid deck. There's a whole lot of good synergy in the deck, and there's just a decent number of good creatures. So I'm not trying to say it's just luck. I'm just trying to say, in addition to my likely play mistakes and the deck disparity, because this is not the most powerful deck, the draws have compounded things. Yeah. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and probably just call it here. There's no way I can really come back. I'll be back with game 2.